Hey there, it's Mr. Johns, and finally finished the Titanic Lego build. The Titanic non-Lego build, actually. Not a real Lego kit. And super happy with the entire process. 10,000 pieces was a huge amount of Lego pieces. And so these pictures here are just part of the final process. This was the back third of the ship. So a lot of little details here, a lot of little pieces, a lot of fun. And this part of the ship, the back end, was a lot different than the front and the middle. And that gave it some interest at this point, was thinking this is a really big build. And do I want to just continue? Of course I want to continue, but is it going to be just the same old, same old? And it wasn't. It was quite different in the back. So one thing with the ship, the left side is the same as the right side. So you do a lot of repeating same builds, same techniques. You just have to. That's the nature of something like this that has a left side and a right side. Super impressed with the quality of the pieces and how the whole thing goes together. Did not expect that the drive shaft for the propellers actually runs most of the way through the ship, and you can hand turn them and the propellers all turn. The motors actually are connected to the drive shaft, and when you turn the motors, it goes all the way to the propellers. So here's a shot of the propellers in the back that are turned all the way from the motors. And it's just a super cool feature there. And I'll show you the pictures of the motors here in a second, but these are just kind of some miscellaneous. I didn't even take a picture step by step by step. There was just so much involved as you start from the bottom, and here it starts to really look like the back part of the ship with that final smokestack. A little trivia: the fourth smokestack was just for looks because they didn't like how 3 looked, so they built a 4th smokestack just for looks with no working features. So you'll see a little tape there on the end. One of the only parts that didn't go together super good was kind of the very, very end, and I added a little bit of glue and taped it together so that it just wouldn't be loose. That was the only part of the build that I thought needed some glue. And here's some of the lighting details before I put on the railings. And here is the curved railing that goes around the very, very back to give it that kind of classic look. And so here I'm wrapping it around the back of the ship, and some cranes that'll go on top for loading. There's a bunch of those on the back of the ship, and then some internal or a kind of a cabin feature here. And all this is going on the top, starting to make it really look like the finished Titanic. And of course the boats and all the little lines that really make it look like a ship. Very, very cool. A lot of features. Here's the engine I was talking about. It actually has working pistons that go up and down. When you twist the gear on the left there, the whole thing works and goes up and down inside what I call those barrels. Those are used for barrels and all kinds of other kits. But here they're gray. And here's the working kind of piston feature. When you twist it, that's what creates the pumping up and down of those 4 pistons. Just really impressive that they actually work. Here the engines are slid into the ship. There's 2 huge engines, identical engines, and they each turn their own propeller at the end. And here's the final ship with lighting, all finished, and it is one gorgeous build. That's a ruler there, 12 inches. You can see the length of the whole thing. Woo! Hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. For now, Mr. Johns, out.